From Transformers 1, this is the Optimus Prime / Orion Pack's Transforming Halloween mask. They did a couple of these for Rise of the Beast. They did a Bumblebee and an Optimus Primal. I think Optimus Prime's mask was supposed to come out there, but it never did, so it got pushed back to TF1. Basically, you get a good, decent quality mask that actually still transforms into a robot, as you can see here on the front. I love this. This is a great idea for a toy, so I'm actually really excited to bust into it, just see what these guys are all about. I'm gonna say this, I have literally never once seen so many twist ties on just one transforming thing before. It wasn't just securing it to the box, it was securing the box to other parts of the box, it was securing pieces of this figure to itself. It was kind of crazy, but once you cut everything out, it's a decent looking Optimus Prime mask. For years now, you've been able to get masks like this for Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. They're usually very flimsy, cheap plastic, but that's just kind of a thing that you can get for young kids. You can get masks for, your Transformers, masks for Spider-Man, Rey Mysterio masks. It's just always been a part of the toy aisle. This is such a clever idea to me, the idea to actually make a transforming action figure out of a Transformer mask. Now, it doesn't look exactly like Optimus from Transformers 1. I'm going to bring in Studio Series Optimus. They definitely have most of the shapes there, but not really. That's why I really think this might have started life as a Rise of the Beast Optimus head, but even then it doesn't match up there all the well either. Looking here on the back, you can see, Optimus is literally just exploded in there. You do have a nylon strap here, so hopefully that means it might be able to fit even my fat head. But you can see like feet here, thighs here, arms here. My favorite part is that Optimus is always just going to be staring directly at your forehead. There is a nose guard here, which is nice. The only question is, 1, is this going to hurt to wear? And 2, can it fit on me? So the answers are, yes, it can fit on an adult head. It does hurt. Optimus Prime's head is just constantly drilling into your forehead. You can feel it there. The nose guard isn't the most comfortable. But the most painful thing is just the shame of knowing that you're a grown adult wearing this. I'm just kidding, this is actually really cool. The pain's not cool, but, wearing it's kind of fun. I feel like this does bear mention. This would not have been designed for a large head, it would have been designed for the head of a smaller Transformers fan. When I gave the Bumblebee mask to a younger family member, it fit them fine. They complained about hurting their nose, and I could definitely see that because there was a little bit of rubbing of the nose against what would have been the mouth plate when I was wearing this one. But I think it definitely would have a lot less discomfort for a, smaller head than when I try to squeeze my big fat noggin inside of this. Now, my only question is, what does this figure look like as a robot? Color me impressed. The transformation is pretty clever, and it gives you a really well-proportioned robot. I'm gonna get this knock out of the way right now. It doesn't really look that much like Optimus Prime. The colors are wrong and the proportions are off. But the proportions here are really good for just like a big bruiser character. Like, I'm trying to think if you looked at this more like a modern redo of, say, Cybertron's Scattershot. I kind of see those proportions here, but massive now. Or maybe a new take on Ultra Magnus that made him a lot more athletic. Like, I really love the proportions here. I don't care if it doesn't look exactly like Optimus Prime. You do have a decent amount of articulation. So up here in the head, we have a little bit of up and down, but no side to side. You have a ball joint in the shoulder, as well as a hinge that goes up and down. You have a ball joint in the elbow. You have a wrist swivel. You have nothing in the waist due to transformation, but you have a big ball joint down here in the hip. You have a ratcheted knee, actually a double jointed knee, believe it or not, and a ball joint at the foot. So you have a good suite of articulation too. The thing is, right, there's a lot of clever points to this transformation. I was really expecting it to be kibbly, and don't get me wrong, you definitely have kibble, like those are the faceplates of the mask, and it does make him just ever so slightly back heavy, but there was a lot more transformation here than I would have thought. The best part is, there's literally a compartment for you to put the straps from the mask inside the torso. You can see I have a little bit hanging out here in the front. That's not how it's supposed to look, I just enjoyed having that little bit there. But there is a place in the torso where it all gets stored, and it just fell. Like I said, he is back heavy. That's probably my biggest complaint against this robot mode, but I am still really digging the overall look. I love just the presence of this figure. It's a big, good, bulky bruiser. It reminds me of like Transformers Cybertron in terms of the proportions and the overall feel. Is it going to be the best Optimus Prime ever? No. But isn't it also kind of insane that we got this good a robot mode out of a mask? Also, check how big he is! This guy's towering over leader class figures, like our deluxe Optimus doesn't stand a chance. I think bringing in a couple more movie primes really helps convey how big this guy is. I was expecting a Voyager-sized robot. This isn't Voyager. This isn't even Leader. This is closer to Commander. The other day, I did the big lights and sounds Optimus from Transformers 1, and it felt like I had to make a lot of excuses for it. I didn't feel like it was worth the money at the end of the day unless you were a small child. But this Optimus, it cost me $30. I've seen in some places it's going closer to 40, but that's still less than a Leader, less than a Commander, about the same as a Voyager, and it's not as complex, it's not going to be as rewarding to an adult collector maybe, but if you have a young Transformers fan in your life, this would be amazing. And if you're like me and you just like weirdo Transformers, this is still really cool. It reminds me of like the Nike tennis shoe Optimus that we got a few years back, especially with how you have the straps still hanging off the arms. This is a gimmick toy done right. It is a simple transformation, a good robot mode, and it has a unique draw to it, that being that this could also double as a good mask. If you have a young Transformers fan in your life and maybe just want a quick and easy Halloween mask, or just a mask they can use to play around with, that gives you your mask. But it's also something where you don't have to put it back in the closet once October's done with. I think that in terms of bang for your buck, in terms of getting something out of this, there's something here for most people. If you're getting it for a kid, the appeal is obvious. But if you're just an adult collector, it's still going to give you a big, impressive looking robot to put on your shelf. It's not the best articulated, but it's super well proportioned, and it has a design that is striking. I really enjoy this Optimus. I'd go so far as to say that out of every single thing I've looked at from Transformers 1 so far, with the exception of Studio Series Optimus, this is the best Transformers 1 figure yet. And it's because, at the end of the day, it's just a fun Optimus. I know that they're re-releasing the Bumblebee from Rise of the Beasts. I'm just curious. You think we're gonna get a Megatron and an Alita like this?